Hi, everybody. For whoever's here right now live, watching this from your homes. And for those of you that are watching the recording, hi to you guys as well. Today is the 28th of November, and we're slowly approaching the end of this year. Let's see what happens next year. Today's session, I'm going to be talking about LinkedIn and a tool that is a third party software that uses LinkedIn to automate a lot of your tasks. So you can do a lot of interesting work like connecting to new people who meet your target audience or people who are maybe already in your list of connections, but you haven't really engaged with them. So how to engage with them. So hopefully this software, which will be a 10-15 minute demo, once I show it to you, I'll open it up for questions. Just a few things to keep in mind. Use the Q&A box to ask questions because then I'll be able to look at it. If you use the chat, I might miss it. So if you're interested in asking a question and wanting the answer, use Q&A. If you cannot type on the phone because you're watching this on a phone, then you can also use the icon below that says raise hand, which looks like this, like a Congress symbol, Congress party symbol. So you raise hand will basically let me see that you have raised your hand, and then I can open up the microphone for you to ask your question. Great. So please ask all questions in the Q&A. Let's get started. All right. Uh, Let me see. I want to make sure I can share the right screen. First things first. So the name of the software is called Linked Helper. Okay, before I get started, for a quick check. Um, Can you type in, because I noticed not many people replied to it, maybe because nobody had joined, not many had joined by that time. But how many of you actually have a LinkedIn account? Just type yes or no on the chat. Do you have a LinkedIn account? So most of you guys have a LinkedIn account. Okay. Uh, how many of you, not everybody replied, which means this is some people saying no. Okay, so for those of you that do not have a LinkedIn account, you just like Facebook, you can get one account over here. So I think Seema said no. I think in today's day and age, you should get a LinkedIn account. It's your corporate profile to connect with people in the corporate world, and I think it's good to know. It's like your online resume. People can check your background. Where all you work, what's your experience, what all you've done. And so I think you should definitely go to LinkedIn for those of you that said no. Um, do not have a LinkedIn account. Now, for those of you that have a LinkedIn account, it's important to update it with all your background also. That's very important because if you're going to connect with people on LinkedIn, they're going to check your profile to see who you are. And 95% of the people, 95% of the time, people put the truth. Um, uh, and there would be some fake profiles for sure. But I know somebody used my photograph recently, I think about a month back, and we reported it, and LinkedIn took it down because they confirmed that my profile, my photograph was being used by somebody else. So although there is possibility to fake profiles, but that's less. The other interesting information about LinkedIn is that you actually voluntarily cough up all the data of your background to LinkedIn. Unlike in Facebook, they don't really care about your background. But here, putting your designation, the company you work for, or the past companies you worked for, what was your designation then, what is your work experience? So you really, which city are you in? All of that data is already out there on your LinkedIn profile. So if you want to use LinkedIn advertising, for example, to target, LinkedIn is a fabulous place to do it because you'll get exactly to your right audience. And of course, LinkedIn is far more expensive than Facebook or Instagram for advertising. I think it's 5 times more expensive. But anyway, we're not talking about LinkedIn advertising today. We're talking about LinkedIn automation using a third-party software. Just some disclaimers I want to get cleared right up front. Um, there is, there is, so LinkedIn doesn't like automation. Right? They want you to use it to actually connect with people. So they've kind of put certain caps. You cannot send more than 100 invitations a week to new people, and you cannot send more than 100 to 200 messages per day to people and all that stuff. So they try to restrict it down. So fortunately, this software is really good, which I've talked about, because it takes those considerations that LinkedIn has already enforced to ensure nobody uses it to spam people and all that stuff. So the software automatically does not do more than that. So it's the disclaimer is that look, I use it. I have not had a problem for the last three and a half years. I've been using it, and I'm sharing this with you as to how I use it. And now you are free to use it, on your own, understanding the terms and conditions of LinkedIn, not liking automation. Having said that, we'll get started. All right. So for those of you that didn't have a LinkedIn account, hopefully you'll get one. Uh, the software that I'm going to talk to you about is called Linked Helper. So I'm going to send this to you in the chat. Tina, if there's a question you have, please put it in the Q&A, not in the chat. I'll miss it because the chat will keep going. A lot of people say yes, 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 then I don't see what you're saying. Okay, so Tina, type in your question or click on raise hand, and then I'll open your mic so that you can just ask me a question directly. Okay. All right. So this is the software. I'm going to share the screen with you. Just talk to you a few features about the software first, and then I'll actually go there. So this is the software. The version is 2, so that's why they call it Linked Helper 2. The first version was actually a Chrome extension, Chrome software, and then Chrome used to eat a lot of memory, so they decided to make their own app, and it's pretty awesome. So although it says LinkedIn lead generation tool businesses use for clients, yes, that is in a sense true, but it's slow. It's not fast. Okay. Uh, I look at it as a message automation tool to engage with your prospects or clients and send them messages and follow up with them. Now, of course, here they have it for all 3 versions. They have it for Mac operating system on your computer. They have it for Windows operating system, and they also have it for Ubuntu. I think that's Linux Ubuntu. So you can download the software from the website. You can also watch some of the overview videos, which explain to you stuff in more detail. They've got a good user base. I remember when I spoke to them, they were about 100,000 a year back, and now there are 250,000 plus users using their software. And a lot of features. It's about 5 years old. The company. It's a pretty well-rated software. I've been using it for the last 3.5 years myself, so I vouch for it for sure. As I said, it's the safest tool in the sense they uh, they ensure they restrict their automation within the parameters that LinkedIn allows. So it's great to have this software. There are over 180 countries. They have clients all over, and this is mind blowing. Their tech support is superb because I write to them an email and I usually get a reply within 5 minutes or less. Again, I get a reply from them within 5 minutes or less, and usually 80% of the time with the solution. Their tech support is to die for. It's amazing. It's just awesome. Okay, so yeah, so grow your network, build smart message chains. It works both for your basic LinkedIn or premium LinkedIn. It can use the enhanced features of premium also, but it works just fine for the basic edition too. And also it connects to CRM. I haven't really dabbled much in this area because I don't use the CRM myself. I just use an Excel file. But yeah, so this is the software. It's a free trial is available. Go ahead and get it. Some of the things that you can do is also scrape and export. That means you can extract your contact details, your phone numbers and emails of your existing contacts who have already accepted your connection on LinkedIn. You can get that, and then once you get it downloaded as a CSV file, you can then import it into your bulk email or bulk WhatsApp application and connect with them and say that, hey, you connected on LinkedIn. I thought I'd just reach out to you on email or WhatsApp and talk to them, engage with them. So I'll be talking about how to build funnels and with chains of messages and how it's very important, with the follow up and stuff like that. You can also just send personalized messages to all your contacts or a filtered select contacts if you want. And yeah, I think this is it. Not that I want to talk about anything else here. Great. Okay, they do also have a webinar which you can register for. So let me just share that with you. I'm attending their next webinar also. Uh, it's 5 p.m. Amsterdam time, which I think is about 9:30 our time. So I think it's good. I'm going to attend this definitely on Zoom to check it out. You guys should also do it. All right. Let me just put the features down for you guys to understand what the deal is, and then I'll dive into the demo. Great. So let me open the software. Great. So now here is this is the software. So once you get the software, you can add multiple LinkedIn users. Like sometimes if somebody else wants me to run it for them, I have a machine that runs 24/7, right? So I've currently just adding my account, but I can add my colleague's account or my client's account in this also and run multiple copies at the same time. Um, Let me see. Once you open it, it looks like this. Um, Basically, I'm going to go here to click on campaigns. I'm running a couple campaigns right now. So one is I'm inviting people to join the webinars. And the other one is just connecting to my existing contacts and inviting them to the webinars, right? So here's the thing. When I go into a particular campaign, like let's say I invite them to a webinar. So these are people, I look at my workflow, right? So I still got 609 people in the queue. Now these are people. When you click on Add More, you can search your LinkedIn, which will go here, and you can specify the filter criteria. Okay, let me just minimize this stuff. All right. Now, this is looking for people, connections first and second. I don't need first because I want to connect with people who have not yet connected. So I can go for my second level or third level contacts. Okay. So show results, second level contacts. This is about 1.5 million results. That's too high. And I want to narrow down the location. So I can either go to location or I can click on all filters. All filters is really nice. Let me show you all filters, which pops up on the right over here. So let's say I want to specific to the entire India. Okay. And I click on show results. Now, if you see, this is still very, very, very high. This is like 900,000, almost a million contacts. So again, I don't care about so big a target. I just want to click on Mumbai, right? So Mumbai, I'm in Mumbai. I want to connect to people in Mumbai. There were two. This is also very high, 268,000 results. Okay. So again, here we can filter it further down. Okay, we can look at say an industry. Okay, so let's say we add let's see manufacturers. Okay, so they have for manufacturers they have electronic manufacturing and railroad manufacturing. Okay, let's see if they have, let's say, pharmaceutical companies. Pharmaceutical. Okay, they have a category called pharmaceutical. Okay, nowadays they seem to be doing good business, so maybe worth selling to them. You can select language if you want. The most likely will be English. So let's see what happens over here, and we show results. Now that's come down and more focused. So I have about 3,300 people in my, as you can see here, about 3,300 people in my uh, second contact list. That means, like, for example, Nimish Dige, for example. Okay, so if there are people who are connected with me who are also connected to Nimish. So if I wanted to connect to Nimish, he's my second level contact, which means I can always also give a reference if I wanted to. All of these people, 3,300 people, there is somebody in between me and that person, and they're in the pharmaceutical industry. Now, I might want to go down and further it down because I'm not interested in connecting to 3,000 people, although that's large. Let's say I'm looking for people in marketing. So in the title, if they have the word marketing as their title, I'd like to see how many people are there in pharma. Ah, now this is a more manageable list. I got about 300 people over here, 350 people who are something in marketing. Right? Marketing manager, head of marketing, uh, sales and marketing, president marketing, head of marketing at Cipla, head of marketing oncology. So these are all people in marketing divisions, which may be something that is more for me worth connecting with, because I might want to connect to the marketing people of pharmaceutical companies to offer, say, some of my services. In your case, your uh, title might be different. So let's say I say, okay, fine, start collecting this data. When I click on start collecting this data, it's actually going to start looking at this information and picking up all the details of these people so that I can send one by one invitation. So you can see over here on the left, I'll show you here, available 353 and collected 10. Now, every few seconds, it's going to go and scroll down and try and collect more people. So it takes a little while, but it'll start collecting. So slowly this number will go up from 10 to 20 to 30 to 40 and so on and so forth. There we go. See, it started scrolling automatically. Now it just do there. You can see on the left, it's now gone to collected 20 contacts. So it takes a little while. It does its own. It takes its own sweet time to do this. And then after some time, we'll see 30 over there on the left. There we go. Now you can see 30 people. So it's contacted 10, 10 because every page of LinkedIn shows 10 contacts, right? So now I'm not doing anything, right? I'm just having some water here, but the numbers are getting collected automatically. Meantime, while it's collected, I'm going to see if I can just take a look at some of the questions over there. And for those of you guys that okay, so Rishikesh is asking, is it possible to send messages to premium users? Okay, let me just go open my browser, confirm what you're asking if it's possible. Okay. So I just searched for somebody, a CEO basically, and I think this person is a premium user. Okay, so if I click on Puneet Jain, open to a new message. No, so messages I can't send him. It's locked. I have to go and get myself a Sales Navigator account to be able to talk to him. And that too, there is some cap on how many people you can send messages to. And yeah, so there's no option for me to send a message directly, but I can try and connect to him And once he chooses to accept my connection, then I can send him a message. Yeah. If this is the case even for non-premium users. Like for example, even if I go to Gopal Shukla, unless they've turned on the option for me to contact them directly. See, it says connect and messages secured and more I can't send. So it's not a question of premium user. Yeah. So is it possible to send message to them? So only after they have. So hopefully that answers your question. Okay, how effective LinkedIn ad and minimum starting price? Yes, so I'm going to try and answer this live. Rishikesh, the LinkedIn ads are effective if your target audience is on LinkedIn and that they're regular on LinkedIn. So it is it is 5 times more expensive than Facebook, which is one of the reasons why people don't advertise here. So usually people with very large budgets, they tend to focus and get the target audience. Now the thing is, on LinkedIn, you'll notice the ads are not given by individuals or small companies because they don't have those large budgets typically to spend so much on LinkedIn advertising. The bigger the company, they can afford to spend like 1,000 to 2,000 rupees a day on LinkedIn. And then agar us 30 दिन के बाद, even if they get 3 leads or 4 leads, which convert into business, right? They may get 25, 30, 40, 50 leads, but maybe 3 of them convert into business. That business deal has to be in lakhs and crores. You cannot do LinkedIn advertising for 5,000, 10,000 का धंधा के लिए या 50,000 का धंधा. You have to have a targeting of a much higher number. Then LinkedIn advertising makes sense. Hopefully that clarified. I'm going to click this as answered live. If you have a follow-up question, feel free to ask me another question. The next question is from Vipin. Is LinkedIn resume building useful? How well it's effective in today's scenario and other players like Naukri and TimeJob? So, of course, recruiters are on LinkedIn. They look at LinkedIn, they look at Naukri, they look at all these other portals for getting the right audience. Uh, I don't think LinkedIn per se will make you know, your information more useful. You have to put your information on LinkedIn. You have to make your profile such that the recruiter is looking at your profile and saying, hey, we need to hire this guy or this girl, because they are exactly what we want. They're very impressed with the profile. So whether it's Naukri or LinkedIn, that's just the online platform for where you can put your resume, put your profile. But if your profile itself like doesn't have a nice photograph, it doesn't have a nice write-up about who you are, what you do, and what is what interests you and your background, which companies you work for. All of these things, what is your education qualifications, all of these things will basically make a recruiter decide whether they should, hire you or not. So hopefully I've answered your question, Vipin. If you have a follow-up question, feel free to ask. Next question from Vaswati. I have a personal profile as well as my foundation page. Can I do all that you said from my foundation page as well? No. LinkedIn is about one-on-one connection from people to people. It's not from company to people. You can use the page and then you can do advertising from the page. Using the page, you can use advertising. But the point is, the page is for people to check out information about your company if they want to. I hope I answered your question. If you have a follow-up question, feel free to ask me, Vasumati. Good to see you after so long. All right, let's take a look at. Do I have one more question? Yes, thanks. Okay, you got it. Oh, let's take a look at where we've reached. So, share screen. Share screen. Great. So, yeah. Okay. So, great. Let's see. We have now collected. Can you see over here at the bottom? It is collected 353 total, 347 new. Six got skipped. So, obviously, six of these people, like for example, you'll see here. Can you see this Venkat Rao guy? He's only giving me the option to follow him. He's not giving me the option to connect to him. And then there are people who configure their LinkedIn where you cannot even connect to them. So that's why six of them got skipped. But that's not bad. I got 347 new potential people, which now if I look at my campaign, okay, let's go back to the campaign. In my workflow, I have got sorry. Okay, I invited them to the same web. So these guys have also got added into my uh, webinar flow, which now I have added. There was 600 earlier, something, and now it is 956. Okay. Now these people, there will be an invitation where it goes, it says hi first name. Let me just show you what I'm looking at. Take a look at this. Okay. It says hi and then first name. It will automatically pick up the first name from the profile and it says, would you like to boost your business online? I offer free consultations at 11 a.m. on Sunday on Zoom, which is what I do over here, Rishi. And now, once these invitations go out at, I think, around 10 or 12 a day, automatically, uh, when they accept, a message will go out to them which says, hi, thank you for accepting my invitation. I'm conducting a webinar on Sunday at 11 a.m. where I offer free consultation on how to boost business online. Would you like to attend my seminar? So again, I repeat the same message. And if they reply, fabulous. So you can see people over here, 7 people replied, but 99 people didn't. So they get processed in the next queue, which is checking from after some time. Then they reply after another 13 have replied. Okay. But 80 have still not yet bothered to reply. So then what I do is I send them a next message. Okay. Here in this message, what I've written, this again is going after 3 days. By the way, see here. I have written over here, after 3 days, if they don't reply, then you write to them a separate message. This is like a typical follow-up activity. Now, you don't have to do the follow-up activity. The software is doing the follow-up activity. That's why I said, hi, first time, it's been 3 days and I have not heard from you. Would you like to attend my webinar on Sunday at 11 a.m. on Zoom? I offer free consultation on how to boost your business. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Okay. Now, again, from here, nobody replied, and this got passed on to the next tag. Again, another 7 days later, I cannot reply, and 25 people replied from that. So the follow up does help. You see, people at least replied. Now 38 will get passed on, and they'll get this message. Hey, it's been 7 days now, and still no reply from you. I guess you're either very busy or not interested in boosting your business online. Smiley. Which one is it? And I say Rishi, then I sign off. And now from here, nobody replied. In fact, I got one failed, means the guy might have disconnected from me, which is fine. And then I got 6 replies from that. Obviously, people replied back. So see, follow up helps. Okay, at least I get replies. And then after another 7 days, that means now we're over 3 plus 7 plus 7. Now there's like 14 plus 3, 19 days, I think, right? I don't know, 18 days. So I'm like, no response after a week. Anyway, I was hoping to connect with you. I guess we'll reconnect in the next life. Bye, Rishi. And then I'll give them another chance to reply. Like one guy did reply. And then after 7 days, I'll remove the connection because I guess this person just accepted my connection, but really had no intention. So see, I have to remove 8 people that I connected with because they didn't want to connect with me, right? So this is how you can have total automation of your messaging sequence. And of course, if they reply to me, then I engage with them and I take the conversation forward. All right, let me see. We've got some more questions. Kumar, is it an extractor of data? Yes, you can also use it to extract data. So let me show you that a little bit. For example, I can go to campaigns and create a new campaign. And In a new campaign, I can choose. I can call this contact extractor. Okay, and then I can say view and extract profiles. Okay, and I click on create. Now this doesn't require me to engage with anybody. I just go to the workflow and add people in my contacts, search for people, and I'll say, in fact, I'll probably go to my network. I got about 1,800 people in my network, and I'll just say start collecting all of these people, right? And now these people who are collecting in my extract contact list, right? Here we go. Start collecting. And we should start seeing the contacts getting collected, and we can extract. There we go. See, 40 people got collected. Now scroll down automatically from the 1,800 contacts. I'll slowly extract all their phone numbers, their email addresses. These are people who have already accepted my connection. Okay, just remember that. See now, it says you collected 80. Right? So yes, you can extract contact details of people who are connected to you. All right. So hopefully I answered that question. If you have a follow-up question, I'll answer that. Kumar, can we get email ID? Yes, I just answered that. Another questions. Can we get a short list of people only having connections above 2,000? I don't think so. Let me just check in LinkedIn. So let me show my screen. So I go to search, press enter. Uh, People, wall filters. Uh, nope, there is no such option. So that's done. Next one is from the second, third, or short. No, answer that question. We're not correct. No. Okay, Tina. Can I publish the articles on LinkedIn wherein my film has been mentioned? Can I publish articles on LinkedIn? I didn't get the question. Like, just take an article and post it on LinkedIn? Yeah. What is your goal? Tina, would you like to speak to me? Let me open your microphone. Hi, Tina. Just unmute your mic and then you can chat with me. Hopefully, your mic is working.
Yeah, hi, Rishi.
Hi, long time. How are you?
Very well. Thank you. Thank
Right.
you also for inviting me to this particular webinar.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
So, tell me, what is the scene with your,
yeah.
you know,
So the thing is that I have a lot of articles which have been written on my documentary films which I wanted to publish, but then
yeah.
I don't know where to publish. Should I publish it in my activity, or where is the space to publish those articles? That was my question.
And the goal behind doing that is to do what?
Goal behind is to eventually have my documentary film being taken up by OTT, because it's a niche film and it's also a very sensitive subject, though it has won a national award, but still I'm in the process of finding an OTT. It's still on Vimeo on demand, so like that.
So, if that's the goal, right, to get your movie onto these platforms,
Yeah.
then I don't know whether people will see it if you publish it, right? So for example, I would say, I think I remember watching one of your documentaries. Uh, let's say you should write a catchy title,
Okay.
right, to say that you know uh, learn
Yeah.
about the disasters that happened in our
Yeah.
country or
Yeah.
something like that. Okay, and then For more information, click the link below to read the full article. Okay, and put a photograph or something over there. So a photo or a video with the link. So you can say, usually all social media websites, they don't like links in the post.
Oh, is
They
it?
allow it, but their algorithm will give a lower priority to the link. Rather than that, you have, if you can make a video, like the article is somebody else has written about you, right? About your film.
Yes, yes.
And you want the fact that somebody else has written about me rather than you,
Writing about
blow
myself.
your own trumpet and say that, hey, check out how cool my work is. I guess that's what your goal is, to say that देख ये इतना बड़ा मीडिया पब्लिकेशन जो है वो मेरे फिल्म के बारे में क्या लिखा है.
Correct,
So
correct.
that's where you get the credibility, the trust that, look, it's not me, but other people are saying this about my film. So
Yeah.
I, if you post a link, I do it sometimes. If you post a link to click here to read the article or click here to register and stuff like that, uh, people may not read it. Okay, but usually they will, in because LinkedIn will not make that more visible. Okay, if you put the link in the comment, they don't mind that. So what I would suggest is say something about it, like shoot your own self. And so that I'm so happy that I got published in this publication. And if you want, take a look in the comments below. The first comment has the link to the article. So you can read all about it and also hopefully watch my documentary and blah, blah, blah. Or say whatever it is that you want to say. Now, if you publish it, right, what are the chances that people are going to see it? Very little, because it will only be visible for that few hours in the day for the people that come in at that day. Right after that, it goes down. No, because social media is constantly new and new information. What I would recommend though is that you use this automation tool to actually write to people if the list is huge. So if you know, hopefully those people who you or target audiences are in on LinkedIn. So let's see, for example, target. Okay, let's try and see if they are there.
Nikhil Madhok Hotstar.
Sorry, come again.
Nikhil Madhok Hotstar. My
Achha,
target.
these are very specific. Then you can write to him individually, right? See,
Okay.
if you know who he is, then you search for him and let's
Ah,
search for him. Okay, if he's there. What's his name?
right.
Nikhil.
Nikhil Madhok. Madhok.
M.A.
Dhok.
Leading Disney. This is the
Hotstar.
dude, probably, right?
Okay.
Now, I cannot message him directly, right? I have to first connect with him, and I will probably, I can't even send him a message, right? So if I connect with him, I would like to connect. Let me see if I click on connect. Yeah, I can add a note. Then I can say that, hi, Nikhil, my buddy Tina.
Yeah.
Tina wants you to take her documentary and put it up.
Yeah.
Star. Right. Now, you would have to write this message.
Got it. Got it.
Right. Now, since you know them very specific, then it's fine. But let's say, I'm not going to send this to Nikhil, of course. but if you had a list of people to connect with, like,
Yes.
hey, can I send you a copy of my documentary for you to look at and see if it is worth putting it up on Hotstar or putting it up on this. So if it's not just Nikhil, but you want to connect to many people, how often do they check their LinkedIn? Nikhil, for example, I don't know, but I would say all of them. But if there are like only 5-10 of them, like there's Netflix, there's Hotstar, then there's which one? Amazon or कौन सा है?
MX Player and all those.
हाँ?
MX Player, MX Player.
अच्छा है कुछ टोटल कितना हो गया 5-10 हो गए
हाँ 10-15 से
10
ज्यादा
15 उससे ज्यादा नहीं तो वो एक एक कर you don't need this automation software in my view if you have to get to one person in the company but if you have to contact 5-10 people or 20 people in the each company पता नहीं CEO reply नहीं करेगा लेकिन maybe the other guy will maybe the marketing head will maybe the somebody else you don't know which designations of people in which organizations would probably respond to. So I think writing to them personally would make sense and then sending them the article saying that this was my documentary, this is the published. I think that will make more sense than to just put it on LinkedIn. कोई देखेगा नहीं, in my view,
Right.
unless it is dramatic. Some
Yeah.
like videos, and I it starts moving, right? Videos start playing automatically the moment you start scrolling. So if the video catches their attention, like I watch a lot of these videos. Let me show you. Yeah. See, I'm a follower of this damn bloody World Economic Forum. Okay. The
Uh,
whenever I refresh my page, no, मेरा पहला तो इसका ही दिखता है. ठीक है. Now this is. Let me go back and see this. What has happened is this video started playing automatically. Okay. Now this is a text which he has put very big font. Can you see this?
yes, yes, yes.
Bada font hai, so the first 5 seconds he gives you an opportunity to read this. This man-made whirlpool generates electricity from running water. Are you see that dramatic statement here? Iska, uska pehla sentence has caught my attention.
Right, right, right.
And I want to watch the remaining 30 seconds or 60 seconds or 2 minute video of his. Okay? So if you make a video with something catchy, it may have some nice background music. So आपका documentary का जो trailer है ना, वो डाल दो and the text because the audio is off.
Yeah, yeah.
It's only when I see ये क्या है and then I click on let me hear also what is being said. Then I hear what is being said. Right. So usually all you should watch this World Economic Forum. In fact,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
put this link for you guys to watch this. Go and watch his quality of videos. I really eventually want to do this. My future plan, guys, you can go to World Economic Forum page and follow. And then if you like them and comment them, then he will make sure that see LinkedIn will realize तेरे को World Economic Forum देखने का ना तो दिखाते रहता हूँ मैं तेरे को उनका जब भी वीडियोस आ गया अगर 4 घंटे पहले भी आया ना तो भी मैं अभी आपको दिखाता हूँ. He'll show it to me now. So when people have catchy stuff to say, then it makes sense posting. But you must be able to post once a week at least. Regular होना चाहिए.
Right.
If you not regular, then visibility कम हो जाएगा. So because LinkedIn will say she is regular at posting, तो उसको बार-बार post कर दो.
दिखाते हैं.
But I think reach out to them by sending them messages directly. That would work for you. I think.
The other thing is I've seen that some of the like I know one influencer and he puts such personal posts also on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So I wonder how appropriate that is or that is not, like,
No. See, any social media platform wants you to keep people engaged. Whether it is personal information, whether it's corporate information, whether it's related to the business I do, doesn't really matter. Okay. If your content is regular, like once a week or twice a week, and people are enjoying your content, LinkedIn will reward that person for making sure his content gets more visibility, even outside his network.
Right.
They will check what type of people are watching his thing and they will show it to more people who are of that type of network. Like वो designations क्या है, industries क्या है, उन लोगों को दूसरे लोगों को भी दिखाते जाओ. Because then they want you to stay on their platform.
Yeah.
Whether it's LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, any social media platform, they want you to stay there. If you can get addicted and you can stick around the platform because you're enjoying the content, because every 2 posts के बाद एक ad जाएगा. Have you seen that?
Yeah, right.
2 post के बाद एक sponsored post रहेगा. 2 post के बाद एक sponsored post रहेगा. They get to show advertising to you if you stay on the platform. If you're going to take them to an article that is outside on some third party media company, they're like, इसको क्यों दूँ importance यार? वो तो लिखे जा रहे हैं ना लोगों को. तो नहीं देगा आपको importance. तो इसलिए वो trailer ही डाल दो. The trailer is owned by you only ना.
Yes.
तो trailer डालो. Make small bites of the video. Like catchy sentences, like powerful ones. In that video में ऐसा हुआ क्या? हाँ मेरे साथ ऐसे हुआ. Short snippet 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds का. वो डालते जाओ. ये editing करके आप एक एक करके वो for more information watch this video.
Right.
Look at the comments for details or something like that. So you have to keep people engaged on that platform, whether it is LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. You have to keep them engaged on that platform.
Right. Yeah, that answers my
Cool. All right. Fabulous. Let me take the next question. Thank you for asking that question. Wait. Yes, Rajesh has a question. I'll get your mic open in just a moment. Answer Tina's question live. Rishikesh, I'll come to your question in just a bit. Let me open Rajesh's mic. Hi, Rajesh. Long time. I
Hi,
saw your.
hi, Rishi. Long time. Yes, uh, it's
How are
really
your
great to
How are
hear
your
this
trainings
session
going on?
again.
Sorry.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
I really benefited from that website. I'm now an agile coach at Ernest& Young, deployed at Morgan and Stanley, and a lot of contribution came from you building my website and blogs and that contract that we had with your other partner company. It was a wonderful website. I'm proud to build that website with your help. Yeah.
I would.
And coming back to my question, so first of all, it's a wonderful session and long to hear it. I dropped off from another conference to join this, so it's that good. Okay, coming back to this, I was wondering. I'll talk about a metaphor that you talked about: the 3 days, 3 days, 7 days, 7 days. Yeah, I was wondering if I don't become Amitabh Bachchan chasing a Rekha after kind of a spam mail. So I was wondering what is the balance. Unlike those Hindi movies, like hero, supposedly hero becomes a Romeo and chasing the heroine, it doesn't sound good for me. And after 20 years back, 30 years back, it might have sounded like. I was wondering if that, what kind of balance that we keep when we have this follow-ups after every 7 days, and how much of it is it good? How much is it decent enough or courteous, and how much is not?
That's a great question. Let me try and see if I can respond to it the best way I can. Uh, so, first of all, uh, your information has to show the value, the benefit for the person reading your message. And I'm pausing specifically because I want you to think about this, right? Because if it is not valuable, then you might want to reconsider sending the message. So, if your content is valuable, if your content is benefiting the end user in some way, then I don't know whether it's 3 days or 7 days is the criteria. A follow up is a follow up. What's your thoughts on what I just said?
I find it a little pushy because I'm coming from the agile perspective. What a servant leader does is ask questions to make them think about it just enough. And if they don't want, even if they want to fall off the cliff, if it's beneficial and yet we are trying to stop them from falling off the cliff, it's that dangerous for them. Yet the servant leadership quality has more power in making them think and let them act rather than too much of follow. And that's the way we get a bigger buy-in.
So my range of engagement would be limited, right? Would if I were you and I wanted to talk about agile, right? First of all, I'll target the right people. I won't send this message to everybody.
Right.
I know that these are the designations of people in these size organizations that will want to probably know about agile. Like I would start the conversation, hi, my name is so and so, and I'm in the business of agile training, and I wanted to connect with you and reach out to you. Regards, looking forward to connecting. Regards, Rishi. So if they accept my connection after reading that little note, तो पहले तो मैंने इनविटेशन के टाइप पे मैंने बोला कि मैं एजाइल में बात कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है, I'm part of agile, right? Now if he accepts or doesn't accept, that's his choice. Agar he accepts my invitation, then I'll send a follow up to say, hey, thanks for accepting my connection. As I mentioned earlier, I'm into agile networks, and I just wanted to know: does your organization already have, trainers for agile, or are you all already implementing agile in your organization? I'd love to know more about that. Regards, Rajesh, and I'll sign off, right? And then after that, after 7 days, if there is no reply, then I'll follow up with the message saying, hey, what happened? I noticed that you didn't reply to my message. Just wanted to check if managed to see my message last week. And if there's an opportunity to connect with you and talk to you more about this to understand what are your organization's plans for Agile. And then maybe after 7 days, I'll say, okay, looks like maybe you're busy or you're caught up and you don't have time to look at what I'm talking about. But hoping to hear from you. And then wait another 7 days. And if the person doesn't connect with you, then I think remove that connection. What's the point? What's the point? No matter how big that person is in a company or how great that person is, what's the point of having a connection who doesn't even use LinkedIn to reply? That means he's not active. He's not checking his messages. So ditch it, no? That's my thoughts. If you don't agree with it, that's your opinion. My opinion is different from yours. I don't want
I
to convince
respect
you
your
about my
opinion.
point of view. I don't
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
convince you about my point of view. Sorry, go ahead.
I respect your opinion and your viewpoint.
Yeah.
It's good for most cases, but from a servant leadership, I would drop off after two follow or two emails.
So
Looks
you
like
do what works for you, no?
it looks like you are busy. Since you have not taken up this connection,
Yeah,
whatever words I will make it out, and
correct.
then leave it there. It is. That's why the analogy that I gave, that Amitabh Bachchan chasing a heroine 10 times and all that. It sounds pushy.
Yeah, so you go with your flow, no?
Right, right,
You go with what works for you.
right. Yeah, I respect. At some point, it may be needed, but when we are coming from a perspective of a servant leader, I can't. I have to play the role model myself to allow
Sorry.
people. When coming from a servant leader perspective, I have to become the role model in doing that itself, whether in the follow up or otherwise. And hence,
Role model.
yeah, enacting the same principle that servant leadership talked about by not being pushy.
Yeah, so you do what works for you. I mean, at the end of the day, this is for each one to figure out what works for them.
Right,
Uh,
right.
if somebody finds me pushy, well, that's that personal choice. If somebody finds me not pushy, I get a lot of positive replies from my connection. So I've understood one thing in life. Not everybody's going to love me. Okay. So I've accepted that truth, but there are a lot of people that do love me. So I give a shit, Somebody thinks I'm a pushy guy, so be it. Hey, I'm connecting to LinkedIn because it's a business platform. I'm connecting with you and following up with you because I'm not doing time pass. I'm connecting to you for a particular purpose. If you didn't want to accept my connection, then you should not have accepted my connection only in the first place. तो फिर क्यों करना है बात करना है मेरे से? That's how I look at it. Anyway, so great. Let me see. There are more questions. One more question. No, Rakesh, Rishikesh. Sorry, Rishikesh. I was not aware about the contact extract. It is a good feature. Is it possible to save in Excel format as well? Yes. Rishikesh, you can save it in CSV as well as Excel file. I think it gives you both the options. Great. I just want to send with you a few more information before we sign off because it's already been 1 hour. Uh, Yes. So just wanted to let you know that the email support is really good. And I'm going to paste it here on the chat. Also, they have a free trial, so give it a shot. And in case you feel like Rishi, it's too technical for me, mere se jump in. Can you help me to set up Linked Helper 2 on my computer and how do I run it? Please give me some coaching and all that stuff. Sure, we can help you. I'm going to paste the link for you to schedule a call with us. Of course, we charge by the hour. So you can go ahead and use the link that I just shared with you to schedule a call with me in case you want my help to help you set this up on your computer. Great. It's been fabulous chatting with all of you guys. And hope you have a great Sunday and brunch and lunch. Don't eat too much. And we'll see you next Sunday at 11 a.m. Bye bye.